Hello everybody and welcome to Drink Your Milk. It's Mariana. I'm Tuesday. And this week we're talking about movies. Um, it's morning. I'm so tired. I actually need to get this out there. But I've been sleeping so much. It's horrible. I'll go to bed at 2 and then I'll wake up at 12. So I've slept a total of 10 hours. It's horrible. I don't understand what's going on. And the worst thing is I wake up and I'm completely exhausted. So, I don't understand. It's not like I sleep and then I'm like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna sleep some more. It's just like I wake up and I'm like, oh man, I must have slept 6 hours. It was 13. Oh no. Um, but yeah, I think I'm so exhausted from sleeping so much. So bear with me, guys. Bear with me. I'm trying to figure it out. This week we're talking about movies. Yay. Except not yay because I'm not really that big of a movie buff. I was super excited to talk about this, and the more I thought about it, the more I realized that I'm not really good with movies. I don't really know what kind of movies I like. Sometimes I'll be excited for something and then yeah, or I think I'll hate something and I love it. So I don't really know. I just really like movies with good characters and character development and things like that. I need that in my life. If your movie doesn't have good characters or character development, I probably won't like it. Or an interesting situation, because sometimes that's enough to sway me, even if the characters are bland. But let's get started. I didn't really know what to talk about since I don't know what movies I like, and I honestly can't think of very many movies that I would consider my favorites. Um, so I decided, since Colin's family and I have been on kind of a movie kick, where we've been watching movies a lot, I thought I would review the last 5 movies that I remember seeing. Yeah, let's get down. What? Number 5, it's called The Magic of Belle Isle, or something like that. And I thought it was going to be the best movie ever because it had Morgan Freeman. But it made me come to terms with the fact that dear Morgan Freeman isn't as good of an actor as I thought he was, and he should probably stick to being a narrator. The Magic of Belle Isle, or whatever it was, had the worst dialogue that I can remember in a movie. It was super cliche, and it sounded like something that I would have written in second grade. And I feel like I would have loved this movie if I had watched it in second grade because it had the most purpley prose ever. And I hate it when people do that. I hate it when people assume that just because the words that are coming out of their mouths are so complex and paint weird pictures that it's good dialogue. After a while, it just illustrates that you're lazy and know how to use a thesaurus. I give The Magic of Belle Isle a D minus because even though it's pretty bad, it was still fun to watch. And I'm not saying that oh, I wasted blah 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 hours of my life watching that. No, it was still cute. It was a feel good movie. But anything other than that, number 4 is Drive. Yeah, we watched this movie mainly because I said I've heard a lot of things about it, but also because Ryan Gosling was in it. And it took what I expected and turned it around. It, it was a good movie because I really enjoyed watching it, but I feel like if I watched it again, I might not enjoy it as much. Um, but it was really good at being what it was, which was a thriller and a movie that was just kind of weird and awesome. And I don't know how to rate this movie because it just kind of just went into my mind and I'm like, I don't really know what I watched, but I like it. So I give it a B plus. I would generally give it a B minus, but Ryan Gosling was in it, so it deserves a B plus. So yeah, I recommend you watch it if you haven't watched it. You might like it, you might not like it. I think it's worth a shot because it's so interesting. So yeah, Drive. Number 3 was another Ryan Gosling movie, and we watched it specifically because Ryan Gosling was in it, and we were on a Ryan Gosling kick. And it was called All Good Things, and I'm not really sure how to talk about this movie. It's based on a real life crime thing, but you don't really feel that up until halfway. You feel like somebody took 2 movies, chopped them in half, and switched them around because you feel like you're going somewhere else, and then I don't know. It just has this really huge exposition, which was nice, I guess, because I really liked seeing that. But then the actual resolution was just kind of where the hell did this come from? But I still liked it. It was good. I've seen this get bad reviews, and I can totally see why, but I actually recommend it. I think it was interesting. Obviously, I don't think it's a movie you must go see right now, but it's interesting, and I would give it a C plus because Ryan Gosling was in it. Number 2, Reservoir Dogs. I don't understand how I went this long without seeing Reservoir Dogs because it's like a big movie. People always talk about it. Um, I don't really know how to feel about this one either. I thought it was a great movie, but then I feel conflicted because I don't like Quentin Tarantino. So I guess this made me realize that I don't like Quentin Tarantino, but I love some of his movies. I feel like I would recommend this movie. I'd be surprised if you hadn't seen this movie. The only reason I don't think you should see this movie is if you don't like violence, which almost killed it for me. But other than that, like, the storytelling is really good. I really like movies that tell stories the way this movie told its story. I feel like it had enough twists and turns, but they didn't feel like twists and turns. They feel like, this is what would actually happen. So I give it an A because I really liked it. I enjoyed it. I feel like watching it again might not be as enjoyable because you know what's going to happen, but then again, it might be more enjoyable because you start picking things up. So I think that's good. And moving on to the last movie, it's called Rosencrantz and Guildenstern Are Dead, and I didn't even know this was a movie until Colin and I were surfing Netflix for a movie to watch at like 12 at night. And we came upon it, and we both remembered it from high school. I read Rosencrantz and Guildenstern Are Dead in my AP English class, and he had too, and I love that play, so we were super excited. And if you don't know what Rosencrantz and Guildenstern Are Dead, it's a spin-off type thing from Hamlet. Somebody wrote it from the point of view of two of the most unimportant characters in the story, and it fleshed them out, and it gave them like a backstory, and it's really good, and it handles a lot of the themes from Hamlet in a different way too. I recommend you either watch the movie or read the play because it's awesome, and if you have already, then you know. So I give it an A plus. And another funny thing is one of the guys in Reservoir Dogs is played by the same actor as either Rosencrantz or Guildenstern. I don't think we ever figured it out. And that was pretty interesting because the entire movie I was like, Colin, I know that guy. Colin, I know that guy. And Colin's like, no. And I was like, no, it's that guy from Reservoir Dogs. And then at the end, we checked the IMDb page, and I was right. And I didn't get a reward because my boyfriend is stingy and I hate him. But yeah, that's it. Those are the movies I watched. I hope that you want to watch one of them. I hope that you get something interesting to watch. And maybe that'll give you a good view of what kind of movies I like, I guess. Um, I'm, yeah, I'm gonna go now. Drink some water because I'm dehydrated. And yeah, I'll see you guys all next week. I hope you have an awesome Tuesday, and goodbye.